Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they match up with the second-year man Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, they can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Lamar Jackson, in his second season, the Heisman Trophy winner of 2016, leading the Ravens onto the field. Here's a guy coming off a strong rookie season, Gus Edwards. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive back.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he's got Snead. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is the rookie from Oklahoma State, Justice Hill. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And here now, the Baltimore offense.
Every time we do a Ravens game, we feel like broken records, but they are built to run the football. And last year, Gus Edwards emerged as their lead ball carrier. Finished with 718 yards total. But down the stretch, he was a primary ball carrier for the Ravens and expects to be for the future.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Many times as we open a game, we talk about guys who are drafted in the 1st round, but how about the undrafted players? In this case, safety Tashawn Gibson was made the most of his time in the NFL, becoming a starter in the league, and since 2012 has 20 interceptions, the most for undrafted players in that time frame.
Jackson now. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore in the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
This will be fielded at the 8. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the 50, it's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. First down, a run with Hyde. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Watson, finding Fells complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And back to the ground, Hyde. And he'll lose yardage, brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. It's complete, Stills. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. Here's Hyde on the draw. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. On 2nd down and 4. Watson, it's complete to Hopkins. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
No one attempted or made more field goals in Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Jackson now off the bootleg. He gets it to Brown, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now it's Jackson. Snead's got it. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Jackson.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more. I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs, because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
This fielded at the 2. Wiggles free. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now high, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's High. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Watson now to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping them from a first.
They go play action with Jackson. And that will be incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Set, 19, watch the screen, pass, shoot, watch the shoot.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And the catch made by Hopkins.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Set, 19.
Throwing again on second down. Watson out to the flat for Hyde. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Baltimore. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Again, it's Edwards. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Jackson on first down, and he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. J.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. They run with Edwards, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? They'll try to run it. It's Hill. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. This defense continues to be good on third down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should fourth down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
A 29-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
17 yards on the pickup. On first down, Watson, open man, the tight end fells. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Watson trying to get his guys moving. To throw again on second down. Watson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw, Watson. Complete here, it's Hyde. Counting down at 30 seconds remaining. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Watson, he's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as it'll come with 15 minutes to play in the ball game. Jackson, option right. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down. Mike, this is it. 18. Here we go. Top 9 and go. 3 down.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go, D.
Jackson options out left. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense